Emerita Mapp, 33, was charged with first-degree murder in the death of Zackery Ganoe, 20. Ganoe was found dead in a room. Outside the apartment, police found another man bleeding on the ground. She thought she was getting away with it until that victim survived and told detectives what happened.
Been off the table. There's still the possibility that death could still be on the table. That issue hasn't been resolved. Do you understand?
Well, let's start with, did you tell Brittany anything?
I didn't tell Brittany.
And how'd she know about it?
No, she don't.
Well, she does.
Yes, she does.
She just told us.
On the morning of April 11, 2017, Osceola County, Florida, police responded to a distress call from a Days Inn. When they arrived, they found a man from any province in front of his room, his throat slashed and suffering from dangerous blood loss. Inside, the body of 20-year-old Zackery Ganoe lay motionless in a pool of blood. There was no major disturbance at the scene, but the victim's phone and gun were missing. While investigators searched for clues, Andrew Bickford survived the ordeal and identified the suspect, Emerita Mapp, 33. The investigation took a turn for the worse. Emerita was arrested less than 48 hours after the incident.
Bust. Emory, right? What's your God-given name?
Emerita.
Emerita. Okay. I'm Detective Miller. It's my partner, Detective Human. Okay. I'm gonna go over some paperwork first. All right, then we'll talk. I know it's been a long morning, whatever it is, but it's been a long couple of days.
In the interrogation room, it was confirmed that it was an act of self-defense. But as investigators dug deeper, her story kept changing, revealing more dangerous poisons. And if she was truly afraid, why did she go back to that room with the knife?
What happened at that hotel?
What happened at that hotel? What hotel are we talking about?
The Days Inn?
What happened?
I was fighting for my life.
Fighting for your life. Tell me about it.
Can I see Brittany?
Well, we can make that happen, but right now we need to straighten a couple of things. And that's actually, I don't know how your relationship is with her, how deep you guys are, or whatever, how serious you guys are.
I just want to make sure she's okay.
But if you want to make sure she's all right, this is important.
Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't lie to people, anything like that. If you're honest with me, I'll be honest with you. I'm giving you my word right now that she is fine. Okay? We talked. Okay? He and I both talked with her at great lengths. Okay? We just want to get your take on things. So that's why we're here. So you can see her, but we need to get through some stuff first. Okay? You understand? You know the game. Okay?
We need to straighten things out for her. To be frank with you, you really need to think about her right now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because it's just very serious.
Yeah.
Okay? All right.
So start from the beginning.
Well, me and dude was cool with him. You know, I went to go chill, to hang out. I hung out for a minute.
Okay.
He was drinking.
With who?
Doing drugs.
But with who?
Zach.
Zach.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're talking about the days and you went over there to chill.
Yeah.
Okay. At what time did you get there?
I got there probably around 5 in the morning.
5 in the morning? Okay.
And we chilled. It was, you know. But later things started getting a little awkward. You know what I mean? It was like.
I don't want to go too fast. I'm sorry. Let's.
So
you said you were doing drugs. What were you guys doing?
Yeah, it was like smoking weed. It was like doing coke.
Okay.
Drinking and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we was chilling, and I was sitting on the bed, and it was like, I don't know, things started getting a little awkward. He was making kind of some gestures, you know. And probably about 8 something. I said, okay, maybe it's about time for me to go. You know. So I said, okay, I'll let you guys, I'm about to leave or whatever.
Yeah.
So I left. Down the street, I forgot the room key. I turned around and went back. And as I went back, the other guy was gone. I don't know where he was, but he was just whistling in the room. And when I walked in, I said, yo, I forgot my room key. And he said, come on in. I walked in. And it wasn't on the bed anymore. And he locked the door. And I said, what's up? what's going on? And he was like, you're gonna have to suck my dick. I don't. And my first instinct was to clear it. They had my first instinct was to clear it. So I tried to clear it, he wouldn't let me out.
You tried to what?
I tried
To clear it? Where did you clear it?
clear it, I tried to go.
You try to go, like you try to leave? It's just, you're speaking kind of low, so if you could just speak a little bit louder, so we can understand. I'm not understanding what you're
Yeah, he
saying.
wouldn't like, he was in front of me, he wouldn't. I haven't hung out with him like that before, but like we were cool, you know what I mean? We were straight.
How long you know Zach?
I haven't even known him that long. I met him through another dude named John. That's how I met him. Through
John,
another guy. Yeah.
how do you know John?
I met him at the Waffle House.
At the Waffle House?
Yeah, I'm new to the area. I don't know nobody. I don't, so you kind of feel people out. You make friends. You know what I mean? So that's what it was basically.
Yeah.
I tried to clear it, and it was a struggle. He was struggling. It was a struggle. He was pulling my clothes. I have bruises. On my legs when he was, holding me down,
Okay.
and we was like bouncing back and forth in the room. He had a gun. He actually fired it off. But they had on the table, it was a knife, it was cigarettes, it was beer bottles, and I grabbed the first thing.
What was the first thing?
The first thing was a knife.
It was a knife? Okay. So
First thing was a knife, and I stabbed him.
you
He
stabbed
chased me.
Zach?
Yeah.
How did you stab him?
I got him and stabbed him.
In the front, in the back?
in front.
In the front? And where were you when you stabbed him in the room?
It was right in front of the door,
Right in front of the door?
and he chased me around the room. Still,
He chased you around the room?
and the first thing I grabbed, he fell. He actually fired off. He fired off a shot. The first thing I grabbed. The second thing was a lamp. I just an impulse. It was all impulse.
A lamp?
And
Where's that lamp
swinging it. I started swinging the lamp. I'm not sure where the lamp is. I swung it. I swung it. I was so scared. Because I've never been in that situation before. Never in my life. I don't bother anybody. I'm not, violent. I'm not, I work. There was nothing in there that I wanted of anybody. I was just trying to get out.
Where were you at when he shot?
Sir?
Where were you at in the room when he shot?
Well, I don't remember. What exactly?
But you initially stabbed him at the front door? Okay.
And that was a guy. As I was tussling, we was by the window. I was trying to get out. A white guy passed by, and I thought he saw me.
Okay.
And I was screaming for him. A white guy, within the crack of the window. He turned around and he looked, but nobody.
Okay.
Was it daylight?
It was daylight. And after everything happened, everything happened. Guy came back and I was nervous. I was scared.
And
I was scared and I thought he was gonna be after me. So
what?
I stabbed him too.
Where did you stab him?
I don't remember. Everything was red. Honestly.
So you stabbed them, and then what?
And I cleared it.
You left? You didn't do anything else in the room? We need to take it a little bit slow.
I took that gun.
You took the gun? What else did you take?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? You didn't take nothing else from them?
No.
Nothing? Okay. Let's retract a little bit, okay? You get there, because we need to go step by step. We want a little bit fast, okay?
Yeah, we'll go real fast.
Okay. Let's retract. We're gonna go back to, you arrived there at 5. 5? Is that right? Okay, you got there at 5. To what? Do what?
Just hang out.
Just hang out? Okay. Now, you know Zach from another guy named John. This is the first time that you've seen Zach?
No, it's the second time.
This is the second time? And what do you know of him
I really don't know too much.
Does he deal drugs to you? Does he what?
I mean, he deals drugs.
He deals drugs? Okay. So what do you usually buy off of him?
I don't buy anything. We just cool.
You don't buy no weed?
No, gosh, no.
You don't buy no weed, you don't buy no coke, you don't buy none of that? Okay. So you guys go ahead and you guys start hanging out there? You just sitting on the bed?
Yeah, we just chilling. It's like, let's say me and you know,
Okay.
chilling.
So then, at what time, so explain to me from there. Conversation, what are you guys dealing with?
Yeah, it was like listening to music. It was like normal. You know, the vibe was good. Everything was good. The vibe was good. I was chilling. You know, I felt comfortable. And then it was like little gestures like, okay, have you ever had sex, or you ever did this, or, you know, like questions that made me feel uncomfortable. So the whole time,
Who was asking you those questions?
both of them was asking like weird questions.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I never even seen the
I was
other
gonna
guy.
ask who all was in the room.
Yeah, I don't even know the other guy. I can't tell you what his name.
How many people were in the room?
It was 3. Me.
2 dudes and you.
Me.
Okay.
Okay, and then,
Yeah, so,
So you guys
you
are
know,
talking.
throughout the whole night, you know, that's how, you know, a couple hours, time flies by.
okay,
And then I felt uncomfortable, and I said, okay, it's time for me to go.
time for you to go. Around what time is that?
And that was in the morning.
Morning,
Right.
about around 8 something?
Did you have your phone on you?
No,
Or was it
that
up?
was in the car.
Your phone was in the car? What type of phone is it?
It was the ZTE.
CTE? Okay. And, so then you said, I'm feeling comfortable, it's time for me to go. What
Yeah, it's inside my head. I didn't say it out loud.
Right, right,
Okay,
but-
they felt-
But you,
Yeah.
time for you to go,
I
so
was
what
like,
do you do?
okay, y'all, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go. But they were like, the other dude was like, yeah, it's about that time for me to go get breakfast or whatever.
Okay, the other
In the
guy.
front, yeah.
Okay,
So I left.
so you left.
Yeah.
You left how, on foot, in the
No, in
car?
the car.
So how far did you get?
Down the street. And I said,
On the
shit.
Which way? Because that street cuts 2 ways. You can go back, like to 535, or you can go back to 192. Which way did you
I
go?
made a left.
You made a left. So you went under the paths that
No, I went out the front and made a left.
you made out the front with the left. Okay, so you're heading back to like, right?
And I made a U-turn.
You
I
made
called
the
him. I actually texted and I said, hey, y'all still up over there?
Mhm.
And then I called and I said, yo.
You text who?
I
Zach?
texted.
Okay,
I
and
said,
what'd you say?
yo, I left my room key.
Okay.
I said, you back at the room. I mean, you in the room.
You text him that? I left my key?
No, I called him.
You
I
called him?
texted him first and I said, hey, are y'all still up in there?
Yeah,
And he didn't text back, so I called.
so you
Who'd
called.
you call?
I called Zach.
Okay.
You called his cell phone?
Yeah, I called this guy.
And
Why did you leave your phone in the car?
It was in the car the whole night.
Do you?
I mean, since I was in
That's out of the ordinary. Most people's phones. I have 2 phones. I think we all have 2 phones.
I was going to Brittany's car at 5 o'clock in the morning.
You what?
I was going to Brittany's car at 5 o'clock in the morning. You know, I know she probably be blowing me up. You know?
So okay, that's what I'm getting at. So
you know, yeah.
So you left it in there because Brittany would be blowing your stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
It wasn't even went
let's
like
be
that.
honest.
Yeah, it went like that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm in a car, you know.
Yeah.
And how
So she'd be pissed off.
I answer the phone and then, you know,
Some dudes in the background. And all
yeah,
that shit.
what you doing? What you doing?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
how it was, you know.
Any
So I
spouse.
respect her.
significant-
Yeah, I respect her. You
Okay.
know.
So you called him. What do you say?
When I called him, I texted him first.
Okay.
I texted him. I said, hey, y'all still up?
Okay.
And he didn't text back, so I called. I said, yo, I left my room key. I wasn't gonna be able to get back in the room. I was standing at the Hilton. The first door, I couldn't. If I got back to the room and called Brittany, hey Brittany,
It would have been
yeah,
not good.
it still wasn't good.
I
You
got
know what
you.
I'm saying? So, and he said, yeah, and I walked in there, and the room key wasn't there. It wasn't on the bed.
Okay.
You know, I turned around. I was like,
So he let you in. He let you
Yeah,
in.
he let me in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on?
Yeah.
And he said, so you finna have to.
Emerita said Zach tried to stop her from leaving the room, which led to a fight. She said she stabbed Zach at the door with a knife, was chased, jumped over the bed, and then hit him with a lamp. Despite being grazed, she continued to hit him until he collapsed, then quickly gathered her things, grabbed her gun and lamp, and left.
And that was when you say you hit him, you mean with the knife?
No. With the lamp.
With the lamp? Where was the knife at this point? Okay. So, what made him stop?
What made him stop?
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought I had knocked him out after he wouldn't He wasn't chasing me. So
So you kept hitting him with a lamp.
it was like I'm blacked out. It was like I'm blanked out.
Okay. Well, we're going to try and get you to recall some of that. All right. I'll help you out a little bit with that. I'm not trying to tell you your story or anything. You know it better than us. But we know the evidence side of it. And I know that there's a little bit more to that than the lamp. You know what I'm saying?
Stabbing with the knife.
Yeah. Because right here, he passed out. Whatever it was. He died, whatever the hell you want to call it. Okay? That was his final spot, according to you. Is that right?
I didn't know what his final spot was.
Okay. But when the last time you saw him, he was in between the beds. Is that safe to say? Is that fair? All right. What happens after? Were you still fighting with Zach when you heard the door? When you heard someone at the door?
No.
Okay. So tell me get back to this in between the bed thing with Zach. What was taking place there?
I was standing with the lamp.
Mm-hmm. What was he doing?
After a while, he was doing
Nothing. Where did you fire the weapon or did he?
it.
He did. Where was that at?
He was on the ground. I have a wound. He fired it.
Okay. So he was in between the beds?
He was chasing me and I had bruises on my legs. He was tussling me, trying to get me down. I was trying to get out of that guy. I really was trying to get out.
But here's the thing to me is, I want to know where at in that room did he fire the weapon? Looking at the room here.
When he was down, he fired.
And which way did he fire it? Which way was the weapon
He
pointed?
pointed it up. He pointed it up. And because it grazed me, he pointed it
So
up.
you were standing over him?
It wasn't even a standing over. He failed.
So he was on the ground.
He failed.
He was on the ground.
He was on the ground. You're standing over him.
It wasn't even a standing over. It was he failed. And I'm like, okay, this is my chance, This is my chance.
So what happened?
Get out. And I hit him with the lamp. I hit him, and I hit him.
And then he shot you?
I hit him.
Okay.
And then he shot you?
During that time.
During that time he shot you?
All right. And then what happens?
So I was thinking I get hurt. I need to get that.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly.
Okay. There's more to it. So what happens next?
I haven't think so. I was trying to clear it.
Mm-hmm.
Dude came in.
But you said you were hiding behind the door.
No, I was on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
When I heard him, I was on the wall. He walked in.
Yeah.
And I stabbed him.
Did he see you?
Yeah, he saw me.
Where'd you stab him at?
Yeah.
In the neck? When you say, is it like a stab? Is it a slash? Is it a punch?
Once it came in.
Was it side to side or was it like this or was it like side to side?
Yeah, it was a swing.
It was a swing?
Is that what was done to Zach too? You're swinging at it?
And I cleared it.
You cleared it. I know I'm saying you cleared it after the other dude, but with Zach,
With Zach, I remember running from him, fighting with him. I remember him shooting. I remember stabbing him. I remember hitting him with the lamp. That's what I remember.
okay.
Everything, my turn, everything was red out. Black out. It wasn't even a blackout. It was like a, get the hell out of this.
Enraged.
Impulse.
Have you had any fights like this before? No. But I know you said earlier you're not a violent person. Have you ever had to use a weapon against anybody before?
The injury, which leg was it? Your right leg? Are you still bleeding from that?
I'm not sure.
Did you bleed at all from that? Is that the only injury that you sustained?
Yeah, besides bruises.
But that's the only injury, injury.
What's on your hand?
Oh,
Was that
that's a
from
burn right here.
Was was your thumb thing from there too?
Yes, sir. This right there. Is that from the knife?
What happened to the weapons?
What happened to? I took the weapon. I took the what's? I don't know where the knife is.
Okay. And where's the gun at?
The gun? It was in my book bag.
Where's that at?
It was in my book bag in the trunk.
It's in the car. What we're gonna do, now that we've kind of gotten through like the first chapter 1, we'll just give you a minute, a little bit, and come back in here. We're gonna go over a little bit further, a little bit more, okay? And I just want the truth on everything. I think you mostly telling the truth. There's a little bit of some variations that we need to go over. You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you the truth. I went over to hang out.
Yeah.
And
I just wanted to leave. That's it.
I know.
Brittany wasn't waiting for you outside.
No,
She's not involved in this in any which way. Let's keep it that way.
yeah,
All right.
she ain't.
Let's keep it that way.
You sure she wasn't outside?
Yeah, on everything. She was at a hotel.
She didn't help you with
Just
this?
think about too what you're telling us, because we spoke with. Obviously, did you tell her this? What did you tell her?
I told Brittany I was going to hang out. She
Mhm.
was questioning me. So where you been at? And she been hanging out.
What does she
Brittany
know?
know nothing about what's going on. I would never involve Brittany in anything I have going on.
You never told her anything? We're gonna use another thing.
Just think about that. We talked to her for a long time. We've been working this since Tuesday. All right. Most of the answers to my questions I already know. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just judging your honesty right now, because honesty goes a long way with me.
I'm being honest with you.
Okay. Well, some of the stuff right there you just told me is a blatant lie.
No, everything was the truth.
Okay.
Brittany had nothing to do with it.
I'm not saying she did.
Listen, we're not saying that, but there's little details that we need to straighten out, and we're gonna give you time to think, because I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. Understand? Okay? A lot is depending on this, and it's not just your life, okay? Because she is involved in this, okay?
I mean, she's not going to get in trouble because she ain't doing nothing.
Well, that's not
She
up
wasn't
to
involved.
you. So listen to me. That's not up to your determination, though.
Yeah, you're
That's
right.
up to our determination. So we need you just to be honest.
I'm
Understand?
being honest.
Okay? We're giving you some time to think, okay?
You drink water or anything like
I don't need any time to think. Y'all can we can do this now.
that? Okay.
I mean, that's.
Okay.
All right.
Let's start with, did you tell her? Yeah.
No, here's the thing. Okay.
So I can't smoke like a cigarette anymore.
I don't like to. I would have to find you some cigarettes first to see if I can find you one. If we were going to do that. Number one, I can't promise you what I don't have here. Okay?
Can we do that?
We can.
Are you not gonna bullshit us?
I'm not bullshitting. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, let's start with, did you tell Brittany anything?
Let me tell Brittany.
And how'd she know about it?
No, she don't.
Well, she does.
Yes, she does.
She just told us. You see, we're trying to build some type of trust here, and now I'm starting to believe that maybe she's lying to us. Maybe she was outside that room.
She wasn't.
So why would she be lying? You're saying she don't know anything, but then she just told us.
She don't know. She wasn't in the room, so what she know?
Well, you told her.
In order for you to know anything, you gotta be inside the room. You gotta be there, right? To witness.
You may not have told her. Okay, listen. I know where you're trying to go with that. Okay.
Okay.
In order for you to know, you gotta be there with me.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. Well, we know you showed her a weapon. Fair.
Fair enough.
Fair. Let's start small. Fair enough. You showed her a weapon.
I didn't show her anything. Brittany knows nothing about what's going on in that room. Only person who knows about what's going on in that room is me and them two guys that was in that room. If I killed anybody, if I hurt anybody, it wasn't intentional. I was trying to get out, honestly. I'm not bullshitting. Honestly. They got nothing, they have nothing that I want. I make my own money, I work my own. I left and I came back. His cameras out there, you can see that. I left, bro. I turned around. I texted him. I'm pretty sure you can see that message. Hey, y'all still up in there? I'm telling you the truth.
You give us to look into your phone to see that.
Can we verify that?
You can verify it.
Okay. What's your,
You're telling the truth about the text message, right?
Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. I left. I said, hey, y'all still up in there? And I called.
Okay. What type of phone is it? CT?
ZTE.
VTE or something like that?
Yeah. SIM card in it.
CT?
ZTE.
CTE.
What color is it?
Black.
CT. And you text them before that?
You can pull up phone records. Can't y'all do that? Pull up phone records, messages.
Is there a passcode for it?
0905.
0905. And that's it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is this also from there? Is that on your knuckle?
Oh no.
No.
You throw your initials there. And you already signed it. It's just your ZTE cell phone, black and color. And with the passcode written there. 0905. Alright, we can try to verify that. We can verify that.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not lying to you. I left.
Sometimes people come in here and they purposely don't say things in order to say that they're not lying, but they're not giving us the whole truth.
Yeah.
They may be giving us like 80%, you know what I'm saying? And I want to be 100%.
Yeah, I cleared it.
So
I cleared it.
I know you did.
I did.
I know you did.
I did.
Because when we got there, you weren't there. So obviously you left. You cleared it.
Yeah, it wasn't even because I was trying to hide. It's because I was scared. I've never been in that situation before. I've never been in that situation. You could check my history.
Yeah.
Check my history. I'm not violent.
We did.
High school, I played soccer. I played basketball. My mom's a school teacher. My father wasn't in my life, but who cares? But he lives here now. You know what I mean? I can tell you the history of my life. I was raised in a good home. My mother raised me.
Yeah.
I worked ever since I got out of high school. I don't mess with anybody. I went DUI, death by taking. That's what my charges are. I'm on probation right now. I went to jail because I violated probation. You know? And the only reason why I violated probation because I'm not used to that. I'm not used to that being on probation and having to pay. So I'm careless with stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wouldn't have went back, I would have just left the fucking cube. I would have left it. Honestly.
Okay. Well, this is a situation, okay? I know that you're trying to do the right thing, especially by Brittany, okay?
I'm trying to do the right thing by myself. She gonna be okay because she ain't have nothing to do with anything.
I understand that, but this is the problem, okay? If you're telling us one thing and she's telling us another, you're making her look like a liar. Because either you or she's lying to us. One of y'all's lying, okay?
I'm not lying. It's my story. I was there.
Well, then she's lying then.
I don't know what she told y'all. But what she has nothing to do with anything. She doesn't. She don't.
Well,
In order for her to know
unfortunately,
anything-
that's not everything.
In order
Okay.
for her to know anything, she have to be.
All right. Well, let's iron a couple of the details out then, because you're saying you got there at 5 in the morning. You were hanging there till 5.
You can check my records. I called. So what's your room number? Where you at?
You texted her?
But you saying you got there at 5 in the morning.
It's like 4 or 5.
Where were you at before that?
I met a friend on North Lane.
Where's North Lane at?
North Lane is on the west side.
West side?
West side.
Closer to where? What city?
It's off of West Colonia.
West Colonia? Okay. How long were you there?
I was there for a little bit.
From there you came to Kissimmee?
From there, I hang by myself, so I sit in the car all night.
Okay.
And sometimes I just drive.
But you're saying 100% you were there by 5 in the morning? You were there hanging out?
Yeah.
You didn't get there at 7 something?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't daylight already by the time you got there? You got there during darkness?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's a real issue here. And
My phone records are showing.
I know that you think you're protecting her, but believe it or not, tell them the full truth about
But
what
she has nothing to do with anything, so why would I have to protect her when she's already protected? She's protected because she ain't got shit to do with nothing. She wasn't there. She has no involvement in it. She ain't gonna got shit to do with
Okay,
nothing.
well, do you want to start from the beginning?
I was there. I left her in the room. She was asleep.
Do you want to start from the beginning with her? If you really want to know everything that we're looking into now? Okay? We've done our homework. There's a lot of things that we know already. Okay?
And it has nothing to do with
And
everything.
the fact of the matter,
I'm not trying. I'm not.
we're not trying to hammer her up.
I'm not
We're
worried
not
about
trying
that.
to
She's got a bright future ahead of her.
She does.
She's a 20-year-old kid.
She is.
She wants to go to college. She's going to college. She wants to do
She
this. She
is.
do that. So
She
the mistakes that we're here for.
are mine.
Exactly.
So why we keep bringing up Brittany?
Because you put her in it.
How
It's
is
her
that?
car. Where's that gun at right now? In her car?
In my book bag.
Where did you go after you left the room? Where did you go? Where did you go?
You're right.
Okay, you put her in it.
You're right.
Now you got to get her out of it. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
Well, I did it. I did it. I'm sorry. I did it.
but unfortunately, we have to verify. It doesn't just stop there. We have to verify. Guess what? She's telling us one story. Either she's lying or you're lying.
I'm telling you the truth.
Somebody's lying. And how is it that she can even describe
I
the
don't know
knife
what
to me?
I don't know what she.
How is it
told
that
you.
she can describe the knife to me?
I don't know. I
How?
don't know
How?
what she told you.
You don't know?
I wasn't in there when she told y'all anything. So I can't.
Oh, so
tell
you
what
think
she
I'm
told
lying to you? You think I'm lying?
I'm not saying.
Why would I be lying
But
about
what
that?
I'm telling you.
You're being honest.
Brittany ain't have nothing to do. I told you about my situation. I didn't tell you about what Brittany told you. I told you
We
about
know
me,
that. We know
myself.
that. Just
Okay.
calm down.
But that's
Calm
what
down.
he's saying. I'm not saying.
Just calm down. Listen.
Yeah,
Listen.
I'm
Listen.
cool. I'm all right.
All right.
I don't think you
So-
understand me.
It's just.
I'm not understanding.
You're not understanding.
I'm not.
Explain it. Maybe
Okay.
I'm not explaining it correctly.
All right. Listen. There's a little discrepancies on the time. Okay.
There's none because my phone records show the truth. There's always paperwork. It's always receipts. And the receipt's gonna show my phone records of when I called, when I arrived there.
Okay.
Through text messages as well.
So you get down there.
And we chilling, we hanging out. That's what we doing. We chilling.
Listen. Can I finish my sentences, please? Okay. Just listen. So you get down there, right? You know Zach. This is the second time you've hung out with Zach, correct? Yes? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking for. All right. Hanging with Zach and this other guy. What did you call the other guy?
I don't know his name.
Did you talk with him?
No. Everybody was mutually talking. It was
Just-
like a introduction. Yeah, hey, you know. It wasn't
Hey,
like
that's
that.
whatever. Okay. All right. So you guys are listening to music. Said there was music in the room. Alcohol, right? Were you drinking?
Yeah.
What were you drinking?
I drink Coronas.
Coronas? What were they drinking? Water?
They were drinking beer.
Okay.
I can't tell you what kind of beer.
Okay. How many Coronas did you have?
How many Coronas did I have? I had a 6-pack. But I only drank one while I was in there the whole time.
Where was the rest of the beers?
In the car.
And so you're drinking. How long were you guys having beers?
I only had that one beer the whole time I was there. But it was chilling, it was talking. Like I told you, there was drugs there.
What
I
type
was
of-
smoking weed, but it was cocaine.
Okay. Did you do any cocaine?
Yeah.
And what were the guys doing?
Same thing.
Cocaine?
Like I told you, the vibe was cool. After a while, it got weird. You know, so I asked some weird questions, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was asking questions.
All right. And sun comes up. Right?
I started feeling awkward after I said, okay, in my mind, I'm taking the wheel. You know, I gotta bust my move up out of here. You ever been in a situation where it's, you know,
Mhm.
you're like, hey, okay, it's time for me to go. So, but it was like, I said, yeah, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. And it was like, yeah, I'm gonna go down here and get this continental breakfast.
Mhm.
So,
The other dude.
so I left, I got down the road. I said, I left my room key. So when I walked in, what was in my hand, I put on the bed.
What was in your hand you put on the bed?
Yeah, my keys. The room key was attached.
Room key was attached to the keys?
No, all of it was in my hand. Everything was in my hand.
And you put that on the bed?
Where I was sitting.
Okay. And then when you left, you only took the keys?
Yeah.
What did the room key look like?
Blue.
Blue? And where was it to?
It was to the hotel.
Which is what?
The Hilton.
The Hilton?
Mm-hmm.
Hilton where?
On Westwood.
Westwood? Where's that at?
And over there by SeaWorld.
Is that I Drive?
Mm-hmm. No, it's off. No, it's Westwood. That's what street is on.
Is it a boulevard or a street?
I'm not sure. It's Westwood.
Okay.
Where had you guys been staying at, or before or after?
Where we've been staying at
Mhm.
before? We actually she rented a room out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm helping her, get another place because her and her roommate aren't tight.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So the whole plan was for her to rent a room out, and then I get us a room for like a week or two because they're buying out. She's gonna buy out her lease,
Mhm.
but shit got so uncomfortable with her where she didn't want to stay there.
Mhm.
And the roommate was talking about getting the lights cut off. I know this is neither here or there, but this is beginning of where we. Because
So
we stayed in the room. We have been in the room for a couple of days before that incident even happened.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You can check the records on that as well.
Okay. So you guys move out. When did you guys move out?
It wasn't even necessarily a move out. The beginning of this last week.
And where did you guys stay after the move?
In a hotel.
Where?
At the Hilton.
At the Hilton. Hilton's quite expensive.
I get a discount.
How much?
My nephew's wife, she's a travel agent and she gives me a discount.
How much did you pay?
I'm with the H Honors. The first day I stayed, I paid $62. The second day I paid like $120. I'm a server. I make good money.
Yeah, I'm saying $60. That's pretty cheap.
Shrek gets to show that as well.
So you stayed there. What was the first night you stayed there?
The first night I stayed there, we stayed at 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 nights. Maybe 4 days ago.
Okay. Where was you guys were staying at the Hilton Monday night into Tuesday? Where you left Brittany? You left her at the Hilton?
We were there before though. We were there the weekend.
Right. Now, did you stay there Tuesday night? After the incident, you stayed there? Okay.
The second man returned to the room. Emerita said she was afraid of being discovered and attacked, so she struck first, slashing the man in the neck as he entered. She then left in a hurry, throwing the evidence and bloodstained items on the road, panicking, claiming to be trying to survive.
He supplied something, just says come over for a good time, hang out. You guys didn't discuss, I don't want to see anything in records like you guys talked about purchasing or anything. Did you talk about buying anything off him? No? He just said come chill, hang out, let's have a good time. Why didn't you bring the whole 6-pack in?
Because I didn't know if they had drinks, so I didn't want to share mine. So I thought in the morning, what the hell is someone getting some beer for?
You figured they had here party twos, whatever. So did they have shit there? Why
Shit, I
not?
don't know what you had.
Why not? No waste.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, screw it.
Honestly.
I'll drink and sniff your shit, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, I just got some questions about your property. Okay. Where did the lamp end up?
What the hell?
The lamp's not in the room.
I took that lamp.
Okay.
Where's it at?
I don't know. I tossed it.
Where'd you toss it?
I don't remember, honestly.
Was it right after the incident you tossed it?
You put it right in your car? Where are their phones?
Oh, I don't know where this shit is.
Where's it at?
I don't know where this is.
Did you take it out of the room?
I took a book bag.
A book bag? What had to stuff?
I don't know.
Where'd you toss it at?
On the way.
On the way, but where? Like,
I drove for a minute.
was it a dumpster, a restaurant?
Nah, it was on the side of the road.
Side of the road? Where? Because you came out, you went to a factory.
Yeah, along that road.
The same road that you came out of onto?
Yeah.
You just tossed it right out the window? Before you went over that overpass into the
I didn't go over overpass. I just went straight on the road.
right,
Was it 192?
I don't know. It was when you turn left out of the
out of the complex, take a left,
Make a left.
and you threw it out the window? Like how far? Like you went down far before getting to the big intersection, or?
I drove like I was in shock. I drove like I was okay. I mean, I was like, I gotta get rid of this shit. And I tossed it.
Did you have to go in their pockets before leaving?
No. Nobody.
There's no IDs, no wallets, no nothing.
No, I ain't got none.
Was that in the
You sure you
backpack?
never went in their pockets?
No, I didn't go in any pocket.
Where was their stuff at?
That bag, the book bag.
No.
It was a book bag on the floor
And it had all their stuff in it.
and a cell phone. I took the cell phone and the book bag. That's what I took.
And the gun.
I'm good.
And the knife.
I don't know what the knife is.
You don't know where
I
that. But I mean, did you lose it? Like, where
don't know what it is. I can't tell you yet.
It's not in the car.
did you toss it?
No, I didn't have it.
It wasn't in the room.
I got the lamp.
So you got the lamp. And where'd you toss the lamp at?
It's on the side of the street.
Side of the street where?
Yeah. On that road.
On the same road? The same road that you come out, you take a left. Same road. That road's not very long. It ends. It's not very long.
No, it's a road. I drove for a minute. Cause I seen signs of like St. Cloud. That's how I drove for. I was like zoned. Like I was zoned.
You went to where?
I didn't go to St. Cloud. I'm saying that's why I saw signs. Like I saw signs. I didn't know the
You saw signs of St. Cloud?
When you come out of the parking lot, okay, there's like a Japanese place.
I don't know. The street was busy. I just kept straight on that road.
Mhm.
So you came out here, you go to a red light, like right there,
You used to want it.
yeah, and then you made a left at that red light. Okay.
Yeah, at the red light. You come out to the road and then left at the light.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
East is, yeah.
So you tossed it on that big road. It's like 4 lanes or 3 lanes.
Like 6 lanes.
It started looking country.
Start looking country.
Yeah.
So you were there a long time.
Cause I was stroke. It wasn't like I was thinking about. It's like, oh, I was zoned out.
Okay.
I was dazed out. See, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
And what
You
time
know, it
was that?
surreal. It had to
Did
be.
you make any phone calls or anything that would like let us know a specific time? When did you call Brittany?
Brittany was blowing me up.
Yeah, I was gonna say when did you
Yeah,
make
I
that
did.
call to calm her down?
I told her I was on my way,
Okay.
and I'm not sure what time that was. But I answered it. She said, "Where you at?" What the fuck? I said, "Brittany, I'm on my way." And that's what I said.
And that's when you were driving away from the.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it took me a long time.
Yeah.
It took me a long time. Fun.
Did he say anything else to you about owing him anything before? Like the sex or you, like, you know, what's your deal? Like anything else that he said before you started fighting? Nothing else?
He said, "Oh, it wasn't no coming that room. There was no discussion about me owing him anything." I turned around. I came back. Okay, he wouldn't let me out the room.
Yeah.
I should have turned around. I should have just kept going. I should have just kept going, right?
But if you didn't know that it was going to be like this, then so tell me something here. Tell me something here. When number 2 comes in, right?
Number 2 come in. I wasn't thinking.
You weren't.
I'm thinking about. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do.
Yeah. We've already discussed that. But how far did he get into that room?
It was like by the bed, because that's where I was standing at. It was like the door.
Here's the
I was
two
standing
beds.
exactly. Yeah. Wait, whatever.
Did he have anything in his hands?
I don't know.
He had nothing in his hands?
I don't know what he had in his hand. I saw him.
Did he have something in his hands?
I saw him and I swung.
How far into the room did he get? He
I
what?
cleared it.
He what?
I cleared it. The whole time when what's the name? After the altercation with him, that's when I started grabbing my shit. I started grabbing, When he came in, I heard him, I got scared. So I was finna clear it. I heard him, I got scared. I stood by the door. It wasn't like I was hiding and waiting.
No, yeah.
You know, like I'm waiting on him.
You're waiting on him. Yeah, right. You're waiting
I'm
on
like,
him.
oh shit, what the fuck? He finna.
You're waiting on him to come in.
It ain't even I'm waiting on him to come in. It's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
Panicking.
I was panicking. That's what it is. A panic. You know.
That's fine. That's fine. So he gets into where? Here's bed 1. Here's bed 2. How far in do you think he got? I think there was like a TV or something.
I don't know. He walked in and I swing. I pick up my shit. I pick up the shit and I clear it.
So you swung, you hit him. How many times do you think you hit him?
Shit, I clear it. I didn't even hit him. I swung at him. I swung at him.
Yeah, you hit him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to shab him, sliced him, whatever you want to call it.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't.
So
I just didn't want him to do anything to me. I wanted the door. That's what I saw.
Did you show him the gun?
No.
Sure.
Yeah. The gun was in the backpack.
The gun was already in the backpack at that point?
You put the gun in the backpack. Okay.
Is that after or before that?
Before.
Before slashing him. After slashing him.
It was before. Before he walked in.
Before he walked in. So you put the stuff, you grab the stuff, you put it in the backpack, then you hurt him at the door.
That's why I don't know where the knife at. I don't know where it's at. Because that's what I used. I can't tell you what that's at. You say, why I ain't use the gun? I didn't have it. You understand that?
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think here too. So, dude comes in, slashed, you clear it. Did you?
Bro, my car was still running. The car was still running.
Where was that at?
The car was in the park. It was still running. It was still running outside. Cause I turned around. It was quick. It was coming in to get my what's the name. It was coming in to get a key. My key. It wasn't to stay. The car was still running outside. It was a black lady in the van. When I got out of the car, it was a black lady in the van, and her kid was outside. It was a couple. When I got out of the car to go to to go to the room, this is what my surroundings. On the right side, it was a couple sitting in a car, like a gray car. It was an older white couple. It was a black lady right on the end. Right on the end, in a van, in a gray van. It was her and her child. Inside the room, the white guy passed by. I was trying to get out. I just knew he saw me. I knew he did.
What did he look like?
He had on a hat. He turned around. He looked dead at me. He looked at me. My car was still running. The car was still running.
Okay. Where were they putting the trash and all that? Like, where were they putting bottles and shit like this?
I don't know.
Did you take the trash with you?
I took my bottle. I have the same beer I had. If you look in Brittany's car, it's 2 beer bottles in the back seat. And she don't fuck around with drinking. I don't even, you know what I'm saying? It's 2 Coronas. It's 2 Coronas in there.
Where's the other 4?
In the cup. I drank them.
So why are there 2? What's this? Are you saying that the one bottle from there that night
it's in there. That's why I put it.
How long do you think, looking back, how long do you think you were at that room?
I don't know. It felt like forever.
When you were hanging out, would you say 2 hours, 4 hours?
Oh, before I came back?
Yeah, the total time frame.
No, I came around about 5.
So this just happened, right? Something traumatic, something that you weren't expecting, correct? Why you take the lamp? Why take the gun? Have enough time to put it in a book bag? Why?
I'm gonna lose.
That's what you're thinking.
I'm gonna lose.
You're trying to clean up? Trying to get yourself out of there as much as you can?
And then, even if you're trying to do that,
I'm in the system. So my fingerprints everywhere. I don't have time for that. I grabbed that and I did.
And even if you're trying to do that, now another guy, second guy comes up,
Exactly.
pretty much an innocent guy.
It wasn't a thing. If you just look at, none of that makes sense. None of that makes sense. It wasn't no thought about thing. It was all in reaction. Everything was in reaction. It wasn't like I'm finna sit, I'm finna contemplate, I'm contemplating this. Or it would have been cleaner than that. It would have been my car wouldn't have been running. It wouldn't have been, I wouldn't have turned around. I would have left earlier than that. I would have left, you know what I mean?
No, I believe that.
You know what I mean?
I believe that.
It wasn't.
I believe that. Did you take anything else?
No.
Did you take their IDs, credit cards?
No, I didn't take the ID.
You didn't take none of that? You didn't take no wallets from them, nothing?
No, I didn't take no wallet.
You sure about that?
So none of their property would be in that car?
in your car?
No, it shouldn't. Zach sat in the car.
Because that's her car. That's Brittany's car.
Yeah, that's Brittany's car.
You said Zach sat in the car? Why? When?
Earlier.
How come?
Because we had walked out. If you see, he also texts me I'm hungry. He texts me I'm hungry. That's before I pulled up. So I walked in. Before that, I told you it was a vibe. It was a cool vibe. I know none of this ain't making sense. So if you want to, we can start over.
Let's start over.
Let's start over.
Okay, let's start from the beginning. What's going on? Let's.
If you look through the text messages, before I even get there, he sent me a text what room number he was in. I'm supposed to just go hang out. Okay. He texted me I'm hungry. So initially, before I walk in, we supposed to go get something to eat. So he sat in the car.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't. We didn't leave. We just sat there and we talked for a minute. We went back inside. I hadn't even taken my beer in there yet. Then I took my beer in there.
What changed?
I don't know.
Because you're just talking
So
in
we
the car.
just talking in the car.
I'm hungry right now. We're talking. It ain't going away.
He texted
You know what I'm saying?
He texted me I'm hungry.
Okay.
And I said, man, you still want to get something to eat?
So he comes out of the car.
And we started talking about, he started telling me about how we can come up basically, how he can show me the ropes, how he can, so I'm like, I can
Show the ropes
like,
and what?
I
Like
guess-
selling a little bit of dope
yeah.
or whatever? Make a little money on the side? That's fine. Okay. So he's thinking maybe we can make this, maybe we can make some, maybe you can make some money, he can make some money. It's all good.
But it wasn't like no exchange. It was just talk. It was just talk.
Yeah.
That's it.
You never agreed with him to pick up any weed?
I better fuck around with that coach.
Oh, no, you don't. But you weren't getting weed for anyone else? No? Okay.
That was the hang up.
I know.
It was just the hang up.
So from there, you take that backpack, and then you're thinking as you toss it, right?
What color was the backpack?
It was great.
You were along that busy road when it got country? Was it near the land?
I tossed all that out together.
Together. He's talking to you about this business proposition, maybe, or just talking, right? Maybe make a little more money. What makes you guys go back in?
It wasn't even a proposition.
Well, just talking crap, whatever. Just talking, making plans, seeing where you were at, maybe.
Let's go ahead.
Just, and then you guys go back in the room, and this guy's in there. This other kid. He never came to your car, also. No. Okay. And then when you decide to come back, this is after you leave. What's your frame of mind? Are you upset or anything?
No. I'm like, shit, I'm in deep shit. Brittany finna kick my ass. That's what I'm thinking to myself. I need to go, man.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
She blowing me up. I still don't want to answer the phone. She blowing me up. I answer. Brittany, I'm one more way.
Did you take any weed and transport it? Was it in your car? There was no weed in your car?
If it's weed in there, it was already.
It was already there?
It wasn't his. It wasn't. I didn't take anything from him.
I'm not saying you took anything from them. I'm just
It
saying,
wasn't his.
was there any weed that you were already transporting in the car?
No, it was.
Because I know,
in there.
I know Brittany smokes weed. I mean, I'm not a drug cop. I'm not for that. I don't deal with dime bags and stuff. It's not what we do.
No,
You know
it
what I'm
wasn't
saying?
nothing.
But I know Brittany smokes weed. I mean, she already told us she smokes weed, so that ain't no issue. But were you getting some weed for her?
No, I had already got something.
You already got some for her. This is the situation, okay? She's involved. We don't want to involve her. We appreciate you being,
But she's not
being this
involved
way.
when she was at a hotel.
Well, the problem is you involved her whether you like it or not. And I'm going to be honest with you.
So she going to jail?
I don't know that yet. I don't know. Fact of the matter is, I got stuff in that car.
It's my stuff.
It's her car.
No, it's not. It's in her mom's name.
And who's in possession of it?
I am.
She is.
I am.
She says it's her car.
When you pulled me out the car, I was in the driver's seat.
And where was the stuff at?
In the trunk. And my stuff. None of that was in her stuff.
She's saying she smokes weed, and it's her car.
Was she gonna get a misdemeanor weed charge? Well, no ounce in there.
We're trying to explain something way bigger than weed, and that's what you're trying to explain to
No,
us.
what I'm trying to explain is why you keep throwing Brittany up when Brittany has nothing to do with my
Because you're not letting me finish my sentence. Can you let me finish my sentence so you understand what I'm trying to
You
get
said
to?
Brittany's probably in trouble, but then you said she.
No, I didn't say that. You said that.
I asked if she was or not.
I said, I don't know.
You know, my regardless, I was at a lose-lose when I went back. I was at a loss when I went back.
I'm trying to clear her right now. You're making it hard for me.
I'm not. I'm
You
trying
are.
to make it easy.
No, you're not.
I really am.
You think you are, but you're not. You're
I'm
not.
being honest.
Why would you be at a lose-lose when you went back?
I'm being because if I wouldn't have went back, then I wouldn't have been in that situation. Right?
But did you know she was going to go south when you went back? Then how was it a lose-lose?
I didn't know.
Weren't you just innocently going
My car
back
was still running.
to get your key?
My car was still running.
Okay, I know that. You told me
It
that.
was daylight.
Okay,
Listen. Yeah.
Are there not cameras out there?
maybe.
Because you can see everything. You can see.
That room tells us a lot. And I tell you right now, when you're explaining to us that you ran around here, right? That's fine. But something else happened here.
No, I jumped over.
That's fine, yeah. I understand that. But something else happened here. What happened here? Talk to me about this area.
I don't know about that area. I ain't going in that area.
You didn't go in that area? Who went in that area? Somebody went in that area. Was there somebody else there? You trying to be honest, and I appreciate that. But you're leaving out little details.
I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. Everything
Listen,
happened fast. I was
something else happened in this area.
Nothing else happened in that area. Nothing happened in that area. Nothing. I didn't go to the bathroom. I didn't wash my hands. I didn't do any of that. Nothing happened in that area. What happened was I ran around this room, running from this guy right here.
Okay.
He is the initial motherfucker, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Did I intend on whatever happened to him? No. But what I was going to do, I was going to get up out of there. And that's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't go back for that. I went back. My car was still running. It was quick. He wouldn't let me out. I looked dead in this black lady face outside.
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything, but I looked at her. It was a, see you walking by, I look at you. It was broad daylight.
Was Zackery ever in this area? No, look, we gotta explain some
Earlier
stuff
that night, Zach was in the area.
in that area. What about during the fight? Was he ever in that area?
No.
Was the other guy, when he comes in, that happens?
I
Was
don't
he
know
in
where
that
the
area?
other guy come in. I know I was, and I know where he was. I don't know.
You were where?
Anything happened. I was over here.
Okay. Where was he?
He was walking in.
I know that you can walk in anywhere except for the door. Where was he at when you struck him?
He walked past me, and I struck him.
Okay. So if you were here, that means he at least got to here. Tell me when to stop.
And I picked up the stuff and I cleared it.
So where did you
I
strike
didn't look
him at?
back. I didn't look back. As soon as he passed me, I struck him. He passed me, I picked up the stuff, all the stuff that was here, and I cleared it.
Okay. Where? You said as soon as he passed. So where did you hit him at? Where did you strike him at?
Oh no, I swung him. He saw me.
He saw you? Okay. So that means he passed and then must have turned around, right?
No, he saw me when he walked in.
Okay. How did that go down?
I told you.
No, I mean, did he say something? Did you say something to him? He saw you when he walked in?
Something else happened in that room, and for some reason you just don't want to tell us. We know what the evidence tells us, but something else happened in that room.
Something else happened.
And I just don't understand how you not understanding that we're actually trying to clear Brittany out of this and explain a way out of this, even though you think she's not involved, you involved her. So,
Okay.
Sorry for I was in her car.
you're right. I wish you weren't in her car either. Because she actually seems like a nice person. And so do you. But, I mean, I don't know why we're having a go about this if this is a situation where you got pushed into a corner, you know?
I can understand like a measure that's taken, a strike or something like that to create distance to get the fuck out of Dodge, but that's not the case on Zach. You know, that is not the case with Zach. That was not a single blow, create distance, and get the fuck out of Dodge. You know, what the hell happened with Zach?
No, he wouldn't let me out.
But
He wouldn't let me out.
okay, but your first stab was in the chest.
Well, man, he kept coming for me. He kept coming for me.
So where did you go?
He
Where-
kept coming for me.
okay.
He kept coming for me, man.
Where did you
But I
go?
don't think it was for like, I don't think it was for those motives though, to try to get to you.
So you don't?
Huh?
So you don't think for what motives?
For the motive that you said earlier, I don't know about that, you know?
Yeah.
I think he thought he was entitled to something because of maybe
Same
something that
difference.
happened.
There's nothing happened. I didn't owe him
You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, I know that. That's fine. But I'm saying maybe he was in his head. He thought something else.
It had to be drugs, man.
But what I'm focusing on is you strike him in the chest. Where did you go?
I ran. He kept coming.
Okay, where did you go? Where did you go from here?
I ran across. I jumped across the bed. He chased me the whole time.
Uh-huh.
It was a lamp. The lamp I picked up. I turned around and I swung at him. He fell.
Okay. So did you guys make it to the second bed?
Can I have cigarettes?
I'm sorry.
Let's just get past this and then we'll take
Cigarette
it.
out. Can we?
We kind of got to get through this. This is important. And I don't know if you understand this, but I know you don't like me mentioning Brittany, but we literally try to clear her to like get her back to her life.
Brittany was at a hotel.
I understand that.
What
but
hotel?
unfortunately, you
It's
were
the
in her car.
Hilton. So,
Are you sure?
It's the Hilton by SeaWorld, Southwestwood.
You guys haven't stayed at any other hotels?
Do they have another name for the Hilton?
The very first one, we stayed at the Hilton, the very first one, but this was last week. This has nothing to do with it. It's the, no, it's Homewood, I'm sorry. Homewood by Hilton.
Homewood by
Yeah.
Hilton.
Homewood Suites, that's what it's called. But it's
Okay.
Hilton. Because I get HH honors. I can give you my passcode and everything for that. It'll tell you how many nights I've stayed there, when I stayed there, and everything.
All right. Let's get through this round and then we'll go smoke a cigarette. All right?
The second dude, the second guy, I don't even know I didn't even think about it. But I thought I knew what the fuck he was going to do. I heard him, I knew it was him. You know? I knew it was him. I knew who it was. And he come in, it's me against him. It's like me. It's my life. That's what I'm thinking. It's my life, man. It's my life. I'm getting out of here. That's I feel like I'm in a box. I feel like I'm in a box like this. The room's that small. I don't see nothing else. This is what I'm seeing.
But he walked past you and then you struck him. So ultimately you could have let him keep walking and you could have got the fuck out of Dodge.
He saw me.
So, but he
I didn't
was,
know what he was going to do.
The police questioned the nature of self-defense. Emerita eventually admitted to stabbing Zach more times than she remembered, admitting that her actions went beyond self-defense. Despite her many contradictions, she accepted the sentence.
He tells you that, man. Somebody would tell me that, and actually now that I think about it, somebody has told me that. I just feel disrespected, man. You know what I'm saying? Did you have that kind of relationship with him already as a friend?
I'm not a high head.
I'm not saying you're a hothead, but I'm saying were you guys that cool that he could talk to you like that?
That's why.
Like if he's my partner, I go,
That's why I lived prior, like, you know. Like I was, it felt weird, it felt uncomfortable. They was saying like shit.
That's what I'm saying. So they're talking shit earlier.
Yeah, so
He's saying shit again to you, and you're trying to leave now.
but then I come back and you're in front of the door. You running like shit. Like it's like almost like he is.
Did you swing at him at that point?
I can't tell you what he was thinking.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to get to. What was it really?
I don't know what he was going through. Just had to be the drugs.
You were the last one that really much talked to him. That's what I'm trying to get at. Had to be the drugs. I'm thinking the same
like,
thing.
What the f, bro? I turn around, he's standing in front, you gonna have to suck this thing.
How about no? Fuck you. I'm getting out the room.
No, he wouldn't let me.
How he wouldn't let you?
Because he wouldn't have tried to leave.
How'd you try to leave?
How would anybody? I mean, I didn't have.
Well, explain to me how you tried to leave. So I'm here at the door. I'm
Can I have a
saying,
cigarette? Please.
Is round 3 going to be the same as round 2?
I'm being honest.
you're not being honest with us
I
now.
am.
Are you gonna be more honest with us?
I'm honest. Please.
Technically, this is still round 2. You want to finish round 2 and then you can do this?
No, we're starting over. He said it. I'm asking.
I didn't say we're starting over at all.
No.
I'm just saying we're still clarifying shit because I know we ran through it a million mile an hour.
Or are we gonna go to round 3? You know what I'm saying? If you can't even show me what you were trying to do going out the door.
Can we smoke a cigarette? And we slow it down? I'm asking.
We'll see if we got one.
Are you thirsty? You want a Coke?
You drink soda?
I like Coke.
You don't like Coke? Coke's good?
I like Sprite.
If it's all I have, are you okay with that? I'm trying to be nice.
I know.
It's okay? I don't have a selection here, so.
Thank you.
All right.
That's cool. Thank
All right. Let me see if I have Coke. The cigarette thing is for real. Like, we gotta find one. I don't smoke, so give me a second. All right, cool? All right.
You keep drinking? Just took a little break. This tape's been rolling the whole time anyway, but it's 3:37, 15:37. Got your cigarette, everything like that. Hope that went well. Just a couple little things here. I know we had talked about round 3 or whatever it was, whatever you want to call it. You said you've been honest and everything. Just for the labeling of this ugly room here that we got going on. Door.
So it's small.
Oh, believe me, we know. I mean, it's
Just
a small room. So, to the best of your recollection, I know you said it went red, blacked out was some of the words used, that type of stuff, right? How many times do you think you actually stabbed?
I remember stabbing him the first time.
Okay.
And the lamp.
The lamp. So those are the 2 big things that you remember. And the stab took place at the front
And
door.
swinging at the other door.
Where did he go after that?
And he chased me. I jumped over the bed.
Uh-huh.
All this was knocked over. I jumped over the bed.
Uh-huh.
He followed me. And he was even like tussling on the second bed on the wall. I jumped off.
Back up a little bit. What did you just say?
We was even like tussling on the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Over here on the wall. It's a wall, right?
Yeah, in the corner next to that other bed. Okay, that makes sense. Based upon what we saw in the room, that makes absolute sense. That's where I was trying to go earlier with the second bed. And so you end up over here in the corner. By the corner, I mean by the second bed over here, furthest in the corner by the bathroom. Where did
That's why you asked me about this.
Well, this is more over here. I'm talking about this specific right corner. I like that because that makes a lot of sense. So.
And we ran back.
I ran back to
all
where?
I know is I was running, scrambling around this damn room.
Yeah.
Okay. Remember jumping over the bed?
Mm-hmm.
I remember grabbing that damn lamp. I remember hitting him with that damn lamp. I remember jumping over this damn bed.
Where was that lamp at? Was it on this bed or nightstand thing in between? And when you say lamp, was it? How tall was it?
It wasn't a floor. Yeah, it was.
It was one that's on top.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit taller. Okay.
It was silver.
Silver. All right. ran around the room. He ends up here in between the beds.
Yeah, because I kept him like
Taking him out.
Yeah, with the lamp.
With the lamp? Where was the knife at that point?
I don't know. So I said, I don't even. So he said, I don't.
But you later got the knife because it was used on the second dude.
At that point, I picked the knife up. It was on the floor. I don't know.
Okay. And then, at what point did he fire the gun?
When he was on the floor.
When he was on his back? And he fired it up? And it hit you?
Yeah.
Were you wearing those same pants? No? Where are those pants at?
They in that book bag.
The book bag that you threw out or the... So what'd you wear home?
Long pants. All my clothes in the car.
So the pants that would support your story, basically, are gone. Can you think of maybe where those pants to help you out a little bit would be found?
It's really help.
You understand what I'm trying to say there? If there's a freaking bullet, if there's a graze, you know,
They can prove he shot you.
Ed, you want to see the wound?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that moment next. Can you think of where those pants could be found?
Them guys on the side of the road.
But you understand, if it's the road that I'm thinking of, if it's a 6-lane road, right? 192 from the way.
It was 4.
4, whatever it is. But there's a lot of businesses, a lot of red lights, and all sorts of shit.
That was like because I drove for it. I just.
But you know out there where that hotel's at, the Days Inn's out there in the tourist corridor, a lot of like the iDrive-ish, bunch of businesses, touristy shit.
It was none of that.
Okay, but that's where that place is initially located, and then you got to keep going. It sounds like you went east. If you hung a left there at the light, and then you said you saw signs for St. Cloud, you're heading east.
I was going the way that I came, but I ended up nowhere. I don't know where the hell I was.
All right. You can't think of any type of businesses or anything like that on where that clothing would be. Were you in? Was it thrown in the median or was it thrown on the right?
On the side, yeah.
On the other side of the road. Because those pants are key. You understand? Those pants would be a great piece to show. So you can think of that. Keep that in the back of your mind. Let me know. We're gonna keep going a little bit. So he fires a shot.
And I keep dealing with that.
Keep.
Yeah, I thought he was passed out. I thought he was just. So I grabbed everything, grabbed the lamp.
Do you remember seeing blood? Where was blood at?
It was blood. It was blood like on his hands. Blood on the gun. I remember seeing blood. I remember seeing blood on that wall. I thought it was for me. I don't know.
On this corner wall? Do you remember seeing blood over here by the initial, by like the air conditioner and all that stuff? No?
And it was tussling over there, because that's where I grabbed the knife from.
Were you tussling in this far corner over here
It
too?
started at the door.
Yeah.
And that's where the table was.
Yes.
That's where the window was. And this was tussling at. This is where I saw the dude at. Now, that's where I saw the dude at.
Yeah.
And the dude, because we was in front of the window, was tussling.
Was the curtains closed or open?
They was like shuffling. But they were closed, but they closed.
You're
But
tossing
you
up
shuffling.
and down.
Yeah.
Curtains being moved.
Yeah. So he had to see, bro. He
Were
had
you
to see.
screaming?
Yeah, I was like, stop, bro, stop. That's why I kept, stop, bro. Like, what you doing? Stop.
Yeah. All right. So
I think when I stabbed him, it probably pissed him the hell off. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I don't know, because he was like really after me then. It was like, like he turned into Incredible Hulk. You know what I mean?
adrenaline. That's what he was running on.
And I was too, because I was trying to get the fuck out of here. I'm just not right, you know.
Corner, over the beds, corner, center of the beds is where he.
Yeah, because I
Where's
jumped
the
off the bed and he jumped behind me.
So he's there until he's done, basically, with everything. What takes place after that again?
So I grabbed him, start stuffing his book. I start stuffing shit like book bag.
Like what do you mean by
The lamp. I stuffed the lamp in there.
okay.
The knife was on the floor. can't tell you exactly where.
Okay.
Right.
Where's
I
the
picked it
gun?
up. The gun?
Uh-huh.
I grabbed that's why I stuffed in the book bag as well.
Where, did he still have it?
Because when he's
Left hand or right hand?
it was both hands.
Which
pulled
hand
it
did he
out.
fire from?
The right hand. Or the left. I'm not sure.
Okay, so unsure on the under which hand fired. Picking up stuff. Book bag. His book bag, which was gray. And then what happens?
And then I hear dude at the door.
You hear?
So I'm freaking out. Like I'm already freaking out. Cause I'm like, shit, I
Right.
beat this dude. You know, it wasn't even like to death. It's like I whoop this out to get the hell out. I'm getting the hell out. I'm panicking.
Okay.
So I hear him. Pick up.
Oh, calm down. Take a deep breath. Remember, we got to slow down a little bit. So you're cleaning up a little bit. Or not cleaning up, whatever you want to words. That's a bad word. Picking up some shit, whatever you got to do. You hear second dude
Yeah, I'm like,
at the door. So
okay,
you start to panic even more.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
So I know there was like a refrigerator and a TV and shit on the wall right there, but the refrigerator was kind of by the front door. Were you on the side closest to the door, or were you?
I was like in between.
Okay. By the fridge area. He opens the door, which opens this way towards the wall. He gets past you. So past the refrigerator and past the television. So we're getting pretty close to that second bed. Right? You see where my fingers?
I was in the same spot. So I didn't move.
No, I'm saying you said you were right here. He passes you.
Yeah, he turned around.
Okay.
And then I swung.
You swung. Did he say anything to you?
No, I didn't give him a chance to.
Okay. What was he doing?
He was walking. He just walked in.
Did he have
Turned
anything in
around.
his hands?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Remember what was he going to do something?
I don't know.
But he was going to get breakfast. Did he have any food? Or?
Did you see if he
I
had
don't
any?
remember. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But he did say he was going to get breakfast earlier.
Before I left. Yeah, when I came back, he was gone. It was just him.
Because we found breakfast in the room. That's the reason why we're trying to
Okay,
see.
yeah.
Trying to
Yeah,
see.
I don't-
I'm
yeah, I
not
don't-
trying to tell you what to say or
Yeah,
anything.
I
I don't want you to
Yeah,
misunderstand me.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to see if I can maybe jar your memory a little bit to see
Yeah,
what
see, I
specifically.
don't remember what was. I don't.
All right. So
I saw him, and
what'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
No, what'd you say to yourself?
Oh shit! When I heard him to myself, I said, "What the hell he gonna do?" I was scared. Like, it wasn't even, and I know you hear this a lot, so I can't even. I'm not even gonna say scared. Like I was scared.
Well, you need a deal. You said this doesn't look good. This guy comes in. He sees you, right? He sees you. It's like, oh,
I wasn't even thought like that.
oh, because you
I
heard
hear
him
this
coming.
dude-
You
I
heard
hear
him
this
coming.
dude, I'm
before.
like, okay.
You heard the door.
I hear this dude. I hear him, and I'm like, what the f he finna do to me? I'm thinking, cause he shot me. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So what? I don't know him. I don't know this. I don't know him.
Mm-hmm. So what was running through your mind though when he's tussling at the door? Not tussling, but when he's about to come into that
My
door.
mom was running a million things running through my mind.
Were you in like survival mode at that moment?
Yeah, like I gotta get out of here. That's one thing. I gotta get out of here.
You got to get out of here. So what happened? You walked in,
First reaction. Swung in.
swung
I don't
on.
remember what was in his hand. I don't remember what he had on. I don't even know this dude's name.
But you had the knife though. Was that? And you
That's
said
the
it
last
was,
thing I picked up.
okay. Were you gonna pick that up and put it in the bag?
No.
And he interrupted that? No. So that was in your right hand at that point. You predominantly right-handed. Okay. Right hand, swinging motion. Right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Correct me. I'm just trying to swinging motion. What did he do?
He grabbed his neck. I see it.
He grabbed his neck and you cleared it?
Did he fall forward, backwards?
No, I don't even know.
You don't know.
I didn't stick around.
Did
But
he fall at all?
you knew that he hit his neck. That he
Yeah, I
grabbed
knew
his
that,
neck.
yeah.
So you knew you struck him on the neck. Okay. Which is accurate. So appreciate that. Have you heard anything about updates or anything like that? Hasn't been like killing you to like try and freaking figure out what's going on?
What's been, I'm like, bro, I don't know what happened. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck's happened. I don't know if I should tell somebody. I don't know if I need to tell myself in. You know, I really wanted to die. Like, how can you?
Did you try to go back to the hotel at all? Did you call the hotel? You never called the hotel?
I text his phone.
You text his phone? Afterwards? Why?
Because I didn't know him.
What did you
I'm a
text?
good person. Like, I felt bad, but I was like, shit, did he deserve this shit? Like, you know,
Or was there
you have a lot of
misunderstanding?
thoughts. You have a lot of thoughts in your mind. Like, I had a lot of thoughts in my mind. Like, you know, especially like the past day. You know, like, fuck, I don't know what's going on.
I know we talked about phones and all that shit earlier, but what's your phone records going to show? Who have you talked to over the last day or two?
Shit, nobody.
You didn't call that hotel when you left after those two dudes, after that incident, you never called back to that hotel?
We were honest with you. We've been truthful with you. What did you say? You said you'd send back, right? Did you call that hotel after?
I asked him to transfer to the room. See if anybody else.
Okay. Why?
You tried I'm sorry, just for clarification, you tried getting transferred to that room to see if anybody answered? Why? Were you hoping it was going to be one of us that answered or one of those guys?
It was gonna be one of them guys.
What would you have said to them? I mean, even if they picked
I
up.
don't know. Conscience, right?
You had a guilty conscience at that point?
When you called, what did you tell the operator
That's gonna be transferred.
to that room? You didn't identify yourself and as anybody else?
You only called back one time? How quick after the incident was that?
It was a minute.
I know what like street term
like,
minute is, like
Yeah, it was a while.
a couple hours?
An hour or two.
Hour or two? Okay.
Because that's when everything starts settling, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was on for a minute, saying, okay, what happened? You know, sometimes everything was surreal.
And all of a sudden when you calm down, you're
This
like,
shit really happened?
right.
You know?
We all do that.
Yeah, like, did this shit really happen? Yeah, that's what it was. Let me call.
Bad nightmare or some
Did this shit really happen? Like,
It happened. It happened.
like, to me, did this shit really happen?
Was that like a bad trip you thought, man, this is a
I don't
bad
know
trip?
what happened. Like,
It did. It did. It was a busy Tuesday.
Did you leave a voicemail?
no.
You don't leave a voicemail on the phone? What did you text when you text his phone?
Bro, cause I'm telling you, it's unbelievable, you know?
What did you text?
Where's his phone at?
I don't know.
Was it not in the room?
I don't know.
Could you have packed him up?
I didn't take him. I took the gun. Oh, fuck that knife. I took that out.
Well, is there a possibility? I mean, I know earlier we've had a little bit of discrepancy with the lamp, the knife, whatever it was, that you packed up their shit, like the phone.
No, because I remember grabbing the phone. So my phone was in the car.
Where did you change? You said you changed your pants. Where did you change?
It was in the car.
You changed in the car?
Was there any blood in the car?
Oh, it gotta be. Cause that lamp.
And you tossed the lamp with the.
Was your hand bleeding?
Yeah, well,
I mean, was it bleeding?
You text bro, and what else?
that's it.
That's it, bro.
Just bruh? Is that now?
Like,
BR.
BRUH, bro.
Oh, okay. All right.
Brittany ain't in no handcuffs, but I know. Like, she cool. She chill.
She's fine.
She's fine.
Y'all talking to me, I see.
She's fine.
And she's been honest.
We got.
She's been
Don't
honest.
worry about
If she would have lied to us, it would have been a different story. But she was honest, and I want you to know that she was honest about everything with us.
Yeah.
And I
Be
hope
honest
that
with
you
you.
understand that.
You made a mistake. Quite a big one. You know what I'm saying? She's a 20-year-old kid that's got a bright future ahead of her. You got some shit to deal with. She don't.
You respect that, right?
You understand? I mean, that's just, it is what it is. So,
You're 20 years old, man. You know.
yeah.
She don't know none, you know.
Just think about when you're what, 30, 33?
You were 20.
Hey, we
Different
didn't know
world,
shit.
man. Different
What
world.
did I say? I don't
Different world, man. Different world.
You know, I help her, like, you know, I encourage her.
You look out for her.
Yeah, I encourage her, you know. You need to do what you need to do in life to get where you need to be. I don't bring her down.
Is there, looking back at all this shit, I mean, I know you're gonna remember things and it's gonna come to you, and as you're sitting and thinking about this shit, is there anything else right now that we haven't talked about that would benefit you, us, this whole fucked up situation? Any key details, anything that I didn't ask you or we didn't go over, or no?
You sure?
I understand first, dude, whatever the story is behind that. What about number two?
I wasn't even thinking.
I mean, would you say 1,000% innocent and bystander in that situation? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm just.
What do I say to his family? Like, 'cause,
I mean,
it doesn't seem like he did anything, you know? We gotta say something.
I didn't know what he was.
I
I mean,
don't know.
and
Preemptive
there's no
strike.
there's no justification. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not trying to like justify my actions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell
But
you
you know,
that
at
kid right there had nothing violent. Like,
at
he
that
never done
time?
nothing.
At that time, I don't know. Like I told you, I don't know him. Like so, traumatizing. Like traumatized. I'm in defense mode. Straight defense.
You sorry for what took place? Yeah.
And this is the thing, we go into defense mode, which as cops, we do. He's had situations, we go into defense mode. Our lives, you know, we die all the time. We die, there are days that, you know, we know we may not come home, right? But when we go into defense mode, there's things that kick in, just we're all human beings.
Mhm.
And then there's a stop where, okay, this guy's down, right? I'm not gonna keep going, right? So if I shoot somebody and they were about to shoot me, right? I put a bullet in them, they're down. I'm not gonna empty my clip on them on the ground, right? Because that wouldn't be good of me. I'll probably go to jail for that, right?
That's what we kind of
Right.
talked about earlier, like
Yeah.
the
Right.
overkill thing.
Just giving you an example.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is,
it wasn't like okay, I'm gonna hit.
We're
you.
responsible. What
2, 3.
Roger's talking about is we're responsible for our actions. Okay, even in defensive mode. Like, say you come at me right now. I don't know what the hell you got on you. You know what I'm saying? I can protect myself and do everything like that. And I understand. I'm going home. You know, like you talked about earlier, it was your life or his life. Talking about second dude. You know what I'm saying? But if I get you detained, I'm safe and everything like that, and then I still continue to freaking pump rounds into you or shank you or do whatever the hell's going on, stabbing, beating, becomes a crime. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not saying you should have freaking detained him. You're not a cop. You know what I'm saying? Handcuffed, whatever it is. You stop right there. But
He wouldn't stop.
Well, we're talking about the second guy because we're really trying to understand. And we gotta explain to his family.
Yeah.
Because his family's like,
fucking correct. I mean,
his family's like, what?
Rightfully so.
What happened? Like, this kid's never done anything in his life. This kid didn't even get to, you know what I'm saying? This kid, wrong place, wrong time, I guess, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
it's a horrible excuse that we have to say. You know,
You know,
to families.
it's horrible. Like, imagine being us, like, saying that to them.
Yeah.
You know, comfort a mom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're just trying to understand that, but at the same time, it's kind of like there was some time there, so it's like, okay, well, where's the line to stop? You know what I'm saying? All right, he's down. Is he down for sure? We don't know, but you're gonna make sure he's down, right? So at that point, this all happens. You hear the door. Next kid comes in, and it's like he had a plate of freaking omelets in his hand. You know, he had omelets in his hand. He didn't have no gun, knife.
What we had talked about was you were armed.
Yeah.
You know, think about it. You know what I'm saying?
You think he was scared? You think he was scared?
He was scared.
He was like, what the hell is this?
Shit, I was.
But imagine being him. He walks in.
And then imagine being
His
me.
buddy's down.
You know?
His buddy's
I
down.
understand. You know, okay, it's me. I'm here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going, what if it wasn't? What if I was in there too? And the other guy was in here, he'd be getting the same question, right?
Everybody gets questions.
Exactly.
Anybody who survives gets questions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
But do you
this
understand why we're here?
time-
We're asking these questions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like that. That's what process we go through. You know, and this whole thing has been about us understanding this better. And to be honest, there's still probably some stuff in there that we really can't explain, like the sink. What happened over by the sink? Something happened over by the sink. Zackery didn't go there. So something happened by the sink. You know what I'm saying? There's freaking.
When number 2 came in, did it run through your mind like, oh shit, he knows me, or he knows what I
No,
look
he
like?
don't know me.
No, but
It ain't nothing wrong. What went through my mind was that door. Me getting out that door. That was running through my. That was running through my mind. He saw me. He saw me.
He saw you.
He
You're
saw
running.
me.
so what? You got.
If you're afraid.
I didn't know that. I didn't know what he was gonna.
But you said he passed you. That's what I don't make no sense. And the evidence shows that he did pass you. I can see that.
And even if you're already in trouble, why be in trouble times 2?
Exactly.
You're already in trouble once. Why be in trouble times 2?
I wasn't thinking that.
You should have bolted out the door and left number 2 alone.
Yeah, there was no
Or push
there was
or
no
shove
sane
them.
mind there. There was no. I was still in the fence. Like seriously, there was no point of.
But
I didn't think about anything. I thought about
To-
me getting the hell up out of there. This dude finna come in here. I hear this dude coming in here. I don't know what he capable of either. I didn't think this dude was capable of anything. I'm in here tussling like this dude is looking at this dude see me. Somebody help me. Somebody help me.
well, but when it was all said and done, you had enough sense to take the out of there. Like you talked about the lamp because of you touching it. You got your prints on file and all that. So I mean, you were able to.
Yeah, my prints was already in.
I know. I'm just saying. But you had enough mind to take that and take whatever you could and get the f- out of Dodge and throw that out somewhere. You know what I mean? So I understand in the heat of the moment type of thing, but then came back and I won't say covered up, but tried covered up a little bit. You know, trying to delay the inevitable.
I didn't come back and.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying you took some stuff with you when you left and then discarded it. You know what I'm saying? Threw it away. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna collect some DNA. All right. I know you probably already thought about this. I got an order to signed by a judge.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. You've been highly cooperative all day today, everything like that, except for you don't like our pizza, whatever. But joke. So
I took the caring about you. That's kind of messed up.
I appreciate you.
yeah,
You sure you're not gonna eat it?
I will leave it here for a little bit in case you change your mind. But one of our ladies is gonna come in here and just do a little swabs and that type of stuff. It's all gonna be on video, everything like that. So, all right, you good right now? Okay. Be right back.
Am I gonna be able to see Brittany or no?
You actually gotta check on that too. We gotta make some.
You're running by the boss man.
We gotta make some decisions too. So.
Just hang tight.
I want to clarify something real quick. Those pants, the ones that you had, they were in the backpack, right? When you tossed it out, were you moving, or were you didn't actually stop? You were moving. So you're driving. Did you toss them out this side or that side?
No, I took some on my side. So
The other side? So you
on
threw
my
it across
side.
the passenger
No,
side?
they'll be on my side. It's my side.
On your side. So it'll be on this side. So did you throw it into the median?
So I have to be the median.
You just threw him in the median? And how did you throw the lamp?
It was like in the backpack. It was sticking out the backpack. I just chunked the whole thing.
You just chucked the whole thing. So it wouldn't be on the right side of the road. You were driving like this, it'll be on the left.
I looked to the right and said, oh, shit.
I'll tell you right now, I mean, that's the only thing that could probably prove the direction that he shot you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
Do you think she looked on a map, you'd be able to see where you did it? Would you recognize it on the day when you threw it out? Since it was daylight.
Cause it wasn't like I'm looking around to see, you know. It's
Do you
like
remember a lot of construction, road construction?
no, cause it was like a clear way, you know. It
And
was
once
like
you left the hotel, you didn't remember a lot of road construction you came through first?
it was a lot of traffic. It was a lot of traffic, and then it died down. It was a lot of traffic, and then it died down.
Did you go through OBT? Are you familiar with those streets?
No, it wasn't. Cause I remember south of St. Cloud, and I was like, where the hell am I? That's when
Did you ever make a U-turn, or did you just turn left and go?
I turned around.
Oh, you did turn. Did you throw the bag out and then turn around and come back?
No, I threw the bag out. I kept driving. I saw a sign for St. Cloud.
But I'm saying you threw the bag out before you turned around or after you turned around?
Before.
Before you turned around.
Yeah, and I drove for a while.
So do you think after you turned around, you passed where you threw the bag out again before you came back?
Did you see the bag again thrown on the side of the road?
I didn't even look.
So we were near like the sheriff's office here when it happened?
No.
You saying country,
It was
but give me something else.
Yeah, it was a
gas
sign.
station,
It was a sign that said St. Cloud, like 3 miles.
But you had thrown it before.
Before that, yeah. And then I
I
said,
was just St. Cloud 3 miles.
Yeah.
You had thrown it before.
before that, I said, where the hell am I? And that's when I made the U-turn.
Okay. Thank you. I hope we
Don't
find those
find
pants.
pants.
Yeah, you better hope we find those pants. That may be a big difference here. Okay? Hey.
Mapp was charged with first-degree murder for the stabbing of Zackery Ganoe. Governor Rick Scott accused Ayala's office of negligence after missing the deadline to seek the death penalty in the case, as recommended by the Death Penalty Review Board. Ultimately, the state attorney decided to accept the offer ahead of time, saying she felt justice had been served with the sentence. Because of this plea, Emerita Mapp will eventually die in prison, and the victims' families will not have to endure the long and difficult process associated with a death penalty trial.